Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, I wasn't planning on making this video. I know I have to laugh because I say this all the time. I was planning on my first video being about the DOJ and their obvious attempts to work with the Trump campaign. I won't get into that yet. I want to talk about Beau, the fifth column of his, I believe it was his second video yesterday. Let's talk about what Republicans need to do by November 2nd. This video has been on my mind since I watched it yesterday afternoon. It's troubled me. And let me say that I'm glad I watched it a second time. I can be very impulsive with my artwork. I get an idea in my head and I have to get back here and paint it. I will drop everything. I'll spin the car around. I'll drop everything to do that. And I'm the same way with these videos. When I get an idea in my head, I have to make the video. I can't concentrate on anything else until I do that. And the idea just kind of blooms until it's just all I think about. I imagine sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Anyway, so the video he made yesterday, that video, I'm glad I went back and I watched it again twice this morning, and I'm glad I did because I kind of misunderstood it the first time. When I watched it the second, third time, it's obvious, and I agree with him. I agree 100%. It's an effort. It's a sincere effort to reach out to Trump, people that support Donald Trump, and ask them to just step back and try to be a little more objective and look at the big picture. It's a tall order. It's a very tall order. I like the way he went about it by, like I said, reaching out to Trump supporters by naming a couple things that he believes were beneficial policy moves, policy changes that Donald Trump has done in the last 4 years. And I misunderstood that. I kind of misunderstood it. When I watched the video the first time, I started to ask myself to look at Donald Trump like he did. And can I name anything I think good about Donald Trump, any good policy changes? And as soon as I watched the video the first time, I kind of got, my mind spun off when he named Korea and the Second Amendment. And my mind kind of spun off. And I'm glad I rewatched the video 2 more times. You know, like I said, it's a bit of ADD, attention deficit disorder with me too. A lot of times these things have benefited me, and a lot of times they haven't. The impulsiveness and the ADD, but yeah, so I spun off. And I got caught up in the last 18 hours continually at trying to come up with things that I believe, anything that I believe that Donald Trump has done that is good for the country, for the United States of America. You know, as soon as I heard him say that, my mind just got locked on that idea because I wanted to see if I wanted to prove to myself that I'm objective. That all men must have some good qualities. There's got to be something, because my dislike for this man is immense. I know for a fact that hatred is a terrible thing that eats people up inside. And damage, like they say, acid damages the vessel more than it damages anything else, the vessel that's holding it. I truly believe that with hatred too. It will eat you up. It'll hurt you more than it'll hurt anybody else, and I believe that. So it became as soon as I heard Beau talk about that, I kind of lost the rest of the video. And like I said, I'm glad I rewatched it today because now I got the whole picture. And I think it was a great video. And it was a sincere effort, a well-made video to reach out to it. And it's a crucial time for this too, as the nation is picking sides. And I'll just leave it right. I'll leave that right there. All right. So Beau talked about the Second Amendment and Korea. Now, right off the bat, I love Beau. I'm one of the people that hit the like sign as soon as the video starts. And I've never had to go back and change it. And I didn't this time either, but I got stuck on what he said. And okay, the Second Amendment. Just recently, I went to purchase a long gun here in Connecticut, a shotgun. Let me fill you in a little bit. My father collected guns. He was the park ranger and game warden for this area. And when he died when he was 9, he left me a large collection of firearms. And I became an addict. Well, I was an addict my whole life, but during my addiction, 22 years of addiction, I pawned almost every one of these guns and lost them. This is one of the greatest, probably the biggest regret of my entire life. I mean, not even money-wise, but just losing what my father left me. So, I don't know. It's part of an effort to make up for this. I've tried to go out and start my own collection. And I had a problem. I did not know that here in Connecticut we can't purchase long rifles, shotguns or otherwise, without a permit. I thought you could just walk in and buy one. That's the way it used to be. But with good reason, with what happened here in Sandy Hook, that I can't emphasize enough how that using the word devastated this area, it isn't even that. It left this area in a shell-shocked. I mean, we've lost people since that just haven't even been able to deal with what they saw and heard that day. It was. I'm just going to leave that there. So I didn't know this. I did not know. So I started thinking about what Beaus said about what Donald Trump has done to further the Second Amendment. And honestly, I haven't paid a lot of attention to that. So I don't know what he was talking about, because the way I understand it, the states are more in charge. Like my state now, I had a hard time purchasing the long gun. So I'm not sure, and I'll leave that right there. I'm sure he was right. He's much more knowledgeable by far than I am. So I have to assume that Donald Trump did do something. I was just under the impression more that the states were more in charge of that, of regulating gun laws in their particular jurisdictions. But what really, I don't want to say stuck in my craw, but North Korea. Yeah. I'm glad I watched the video a second time, because when I heard Beaus say that the first time, my mind kind of clicked. Because I don't think Trump going to North Korea, I think it was one of the most embarrassing moments for the United States in our entire history. So when I watched the video a second and a third time, I realized that Beaus said, he put in the caveat that Trump shouldn't have gone but sent an ambassador or a representative. And it didn't, my mind clicked so hard the first time I watched it, I didn't quite catch that. And I totally agree with that. I agree with what he said. The Second Amendment one, I'm just not knowledgeable on what Trump has done for the Second Amendment. And his second comment about North Korea, I do agree that reaching out to try to, acting like acting like a teenage boyfriend and girlfriend and not talking to each other isn't beneficial. The United States and North Korea. You have to talk. You have to have some communication. Without communication, it's just going to get worse. I don't see how it can get better if you don't. Nothing's going to get better. But I understand that Kim Jong-il is much more adept in head games than Donald Trump will ever be. I believe Donald Trump is a puppet. I do. His narcissistic personality, he is easily played. Look at Putin. Like I said, I'm not. I understand basically that Putin was a leader in part of the KGB, a high level part of the KGB, and he's very knowledgeable in messing with people's heads. And I think Trump is just a literal puppet in Putin's hands. I think Trump going to North Korea, it had a lot of pluses for North Korea. It made North Korea legitimate. It legitimized their country. What did it do for the United States? We got played. Nothing came out of that. Within a couple months, there was another test. He just turned around and flipped us off, flipped Donald Trump off. One of the most embarrassing things. This makes me incredibly angry. When Trump came back and said that he and Kim are having a virtual love affair, that Kim sent him a beautiful letter. I wanted to reach through the screen and strangle Donald. The fact that Trump will talk about one of the worst dictators in the world right now. This person has killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people with re-education camps. Human rights violations that rival those of the 40s in Germany. and to speak about him in such glowing remarks makes me despise Donald Trump. But yes, I agree with Beau that reaching out, they should have sent an ambassador that was very knowledgeable in mind and head games. I don't know what else to call it. I'm sure there's a better word than that. But so let me get to the point of this. I started to think, can I name anything good that Donald Trump has done for the country? And I can't get past the point that as a man, I don't respect him. He's proven himself to be dishonest. And that's putting it nicely. He is a liar. He's a liar. Oh, there's one more thing I want to back up. Trump reaching out to shake the hand of a North Korean general, one of the most embarrassing moments for Americans in our history. Disgusting. A disgusting display. And I'm just going to leave that there. All right. So can I name anything good about Donald Trump? And the fact that as a man, I don't respect him. I think everything he does, the first thing he thinks about is how it will affect him, not the country. I think that's pretty much the definition of a narcissist or arrogance. And without a doubt, he's a textbook example of a narcissist and an arrogant person. And I cannot respect him. I think every decision he's made in office, every single decision, I don't think he's capable of doing otherwise, of making a decision without putting himself first. How it's going to affect him, his money, his ego, his legacy, and then peripherally, and the peripheral, if it helps America or the American people, well, that's good too. I truly believe that. Truly 100% believe that. I don't think Donald Trump, and saying that, I don't think he's done anything good for this country. I can't name one good thing, except he gave American people confidence. The people that do believe in him in the beginning, back in 2016, really did believe in him, believed that they were going to make America great again. This is back in 2016. The people that are still supporting him now, I lost all respect and hope for. The people that support him now is the reason that Beau made that video, to try to open their eyes and be a little more objective of what they're supporting wholeheartedly. What Trump did, though, was give the American people hope. Some of them he scared to death. But I think it encouraged a lot of people to open businesses, to invest more. And that did help America. So through no effort of his own, through the American people's optimism, it did, not directly, him becoming president did, in that first year or two, did help the country financially, economically. Through the American people's own optimism of what they thought he could do. And that's the best I could say about Donald Trump. I know this video's ran too long already. I'm sorry about that. But I thank Beau for that video. It was a great video, and it made me look into myself and to be a little more, try to be objective. Look, as objective as I could possibly be. All right, I'll be back later with some more videos. You guys have a great Sunday.